Welcome. I am back in the studio and the VAR room is on fire. Welcome everyone to the match day between Genoa and Juventus. A few things to talk about as we kick this off and get into the game in just a few moments. But first off, thank you very much for joining me. I will be going solo for the watch along today. Perhaps, depending on the work schedule of the others, maybe they make an appearance. We'll see. Who knows? But don't forget, there is the call-in show tonight, 5:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central European time. The boys will be there with me then as well. It's the call-in show, so everyone is welcome to join in as well. Before we really kick off, thanks for joining. And before we get to business, like, subscribe, check out all our social media. We got the Discord, of course. I can flash that right up on the screen as well. You can scan that QR code, get in there. The conversation never stops in there. We got FC 25 teams kicking off. Probably started this weekend. Finally just got the game last night because I came home last night, played around. Seems like everyone's getting it, loading the game up, and we're ready to play some FC 25 teams as the Dive crew all together now. So yes, like, subscribe, Twitter, X, Discord. Let's go. It's the return of Thiago Motta to Genoa. And closed doors, and the VAR room's on fire. So all three things to talk about here. We'll get into the lineups as well, released yesterday. Just I don't know, kind of a weird weekend. Fun time to be back. Milan winning last night 3-0 to Lecce, while picking up a red card in the 80th minute, mind you. And then Inter struggling a little bit today. They do get a 3-2 victory over Udinese, who is now finally slipping down the table after being in first. But yeah, 3-2 win. You know, they dominated with possession XG, but just the fact that their defense is a little bit leaky, they're still. Our defense still yet to concede a goal. Only one goal conceded in extra time in the Champions League thus far. We have one of the best defenses in Europe as we speak. So let's. I'll bring up today's game on FOTMob. We'll go over the lineups, go over a bit of strategy, and man, just interesting how Motta handling his old team. A bit of a different team as well, mind you, right? Different coach, obviously. Losing a couple of their big players, Xerxes and Calafiore, the two main ones, of course. So here we go. And here is the starting lineup. So we'll go over Genoa real quick. Here we got Galini in net, Vasquez, Bani, and Davinta. We remember Davinta, right? Back three. We have 5 across the middle. Ahenor, another one we recognize, Moretti on loan, of course. We should see him possibly again in the summer. Badel, Frendrup, Zanoli. And then up top, we have the strike duo of Oliveira and Pinamonte. So a 3-5-2. Obviously, looking at another possible low block that we're going to have to break down. So let's see how that works. A couple of comments here. Let's get into them. Well, there's millions watching. Not here, but perhaps on the actual match itself. Man, if millions were watching, I'd be killing it. But no, not. Why bother? It's Mota, not Mata. Okay, I mean, sure. I'm pronouncing it wrong. I mean, I got an accent. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry. I'll do better. And why bother? Because I enjoy doing it. I do this for fun. I don't do it as a job. I do it as a hobby. You know, hopefully people roll in. And yeah, this is the first time we've done it in almost a month because I haven't been around. So, you know, it's going to take a bit to get the crew back together again. You know, just get the schedule going. But of course, good friend here, Gio from Juve Corner Cast, saying ciao tutti. And he's also super pumped for this game. Right on. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely super pumped. Actually, you know what? Gio, have you ever done a watch along before? Because I'm solo today. Maybe we can do an impromptu collab if you want. We'll just like bounce off each other and see how that rolls. If you if you're into that. I don't know if you're doing anything on your channel right away here, be during the game or after the game, but in any case, Juve Cornercast, one of our newest content creators in the Juve world. Go check him out as well. And I do apologize, I haven't checked out your Discord yet. I just got home. I gotta catch up on a couple things, right? Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into Juve's lineup because I've been stringing you along a little bit. So Perlin getting the nod in net. Rotation. Rotation is going to be a bit of the name of the game here, right? Because we have midweek Champions League match. So that also means we have Ruhi as left back because Cambiaso has been used quite heavily as of late. So we have that rotation going. Bremer, Kalulu, and Danilo. So interesting as well. Danilo getting that right back spot there. Okay, so he'll join live after the game. Right on, yeah, we're just going to do a quick post game because we are going live again later on tonight. But yeah, if you want, it'll be a quick 15 minutes or so post game, just so we can have the whole crew together tonight. These midday games, I would even say just for us North Americans, but Dave over in Germany, he's been working quite a bit as well. He does work for Hertha Berlin. It's match weekend. What do you want? Okay, totally ignoring our lineup once again. So double pivot in the midfield. We have McKennie and Fajoli. And then we have up top Yildiz, Koopmeiners, Gonzalez, and Vlahovic as the striker. Koopmeiners tucked in right behind Vlahovic. Point of contention, right? As of late, this is a big topic. We've been talking about Vlahovic. Does he have what it takes? There was talk about the false nine. I've alluded quite a bit to a false nine since the beginning of the season, even because I didn't expect Vlahovic to do anything spectacular. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because it's been all over. Every content creator, every newspaper, even like the British media, everyone has been talking about Vlahovic. And just Juve in general, how we're unable to produce any real sort of offense. It's bad. So hopefully better for Vlahovic. Of course, not a complete starting lineup for him. The front looks good, but we have rotation throughout. Will he get the service? Will he create the space? Story of the past couple of weeks for sure. Okay, so I do have my stream going, my Fubo stream. I hope all of you have stream locked in as well. If not, I can always provide one in the Discord. Another reason to get the Discord, do a bit of watch party down there, if you know what I'm saying. But that's it. We have the 4-2-3-1 against the 3-5-2. Possession-based versus what I'm going to assume is going to be the low block against us. They know it works. It's been proven that it works against us. We have not found the solution to it just yet. And today better be the day. I don't know what to say. Today better be the day. We need some goals on the board, or the media is just going to start absolutely roasting us if they haven't already, right? So get a bit of coffee into us. Good old Juve mug. Man, had to do some waking up on the road for 3 days straight, driving in from Florida all the way up to Ontario, Canada. Ooh-wee. Yeah, it was quite a trip. It was a good trip. Glad to be home. Glad to be here for the watch along. Back with you guys. It has been fun. Time check. So we got about 4 minutes left. So the VAR room. Yeah, there was a fire there. There wasn't too much saying about it other than the fact that the show will go on. They can operate the VAR. It seems like the issue at hand is the video feed to the referee in the stadium. So the VAR room is in the Milan area, Monza, closer to Monza, I guess, which is just northeast of Milan. For those of you into F1 or motorsports, Monza, the famous racetrack there. Yeah, just outside the Milan city limits to the northeast. So that's where the feed's coming from, a couple 100 kilometers away from Turin. So that feed is not working. So what they can do is they can give kind of like descriptive video. If you ever put descriptive video on your TV there, for those who are hard of hearing, that it's an option. Yeah, a couple members of my wife's side of the family are hard of hearing, so it's something I've explored, looked into, and yeah, it's interesting. It's something that they can do, explain the play, but now here's where my issue is. If the conspiracy pops up a little bit, maybe depending on the outcome of the game, I might have to get that tinfoil hat going. We'll see. Hopefully VAR does well, but they can describe the video without influencing the ref. Now, if we can't actually hear what the VAR room is saying to the ref, we don't know what the influence is going to be there. It's hard to say. So that's a point of contention. Hopefully it's a nice, clean game, and that won't be an issue to talk about post-game. But it often is, isn't it? Bad reffing, bad VAR calls. I don't have faith in it. And I'm sure most of you don't have faith in that either. So, cool. No big deal. We got to play our game. And Mata has a lot of new ideas, he's saying, with this week off, full training. So, let's get on out of here. Actually, no, before we get on out of here. Okay. Answer a question here from RS. If you had a choice that you could get reincarnated as an Italian Inter fan in your next life, or you can be born as a female who lives in Afghanistan and you're Taliban, but as a Juventus fan, what would you choose? Okay, so like I have to put some logic into this one. And as much as I hate Inter and I hate everything that they stand for, it is not worse than the Taliban. It just isn't. And like it's not even a comparison, honestly. Yeah. No, I don't want to get into the politics, but the Taliban are a horrible group of people. What they stand for is completely out of line of what I stand for and what the Western culture as a whole stands for, and in fact, just a vast majority of the world. So, I do hate the Taliban more than Inter. So, yes, I know I'm here being one of the biggest Juve fans out there, self-proclaimed, of course. But yeah, I mean, no, that's just not fair. But good question. That's a heavy hitter one. So thank you very much for throwing that one down. Why isn't Douglas Luiz starting? That's another question. Why not? Especially with rotation. You have Fajoli, who hasn't looked very bright. McKennie obviously has looked very bright. If I had to guess, Douglas plays somewhat similar style to what McKennie would do. So you want more of a holding midfielder there in that double pivot. So you got a Fajoli in there instead. That's my guess. Just to have that one holding, one attacking, if you will, more dynamic. Fajoli better passer than McKennie. Like McKennie's not a great passer. So that's my guess. Now why Fajoli gets the nod over Douglas Luiz or I just explained that over McKennie. I mean, McKennie's it's kind of proven his worth. I think that's an easy one to say in that case. Yeah, so Genoa playing that 3-5-2, that low block. I did want to get just into the bench as well, so we know what we're looking at. The game's about to kick off. There is a view of the VAR room. It looks like it's working. All right. So here we go. Deep bench. So our bench is looking good. We got Pensolio, Di Gregorio, Gatti, Cabal, Savona, Cambiaso, Dougie, Thuram, Locatelli, Conceição is back, and Mbangula. Timmy Way picking up a knock midweek. Adjits got himself hurt again. And Milik still not back. We're still waiting. We're thinking October now. That's what they said. And quickly, the bench of Genoa. We have Samariva, Liali, Maturo, Marcandali, Vogliacco, Caricol, Parminen, Casa, Thursby, Sabelli, Enke, and Ekator. I mean, just on paper, this should be our game. We've said that 3 weeks ago and tied 3 weeks 0-0. Let's get rid of this. Let's get the old score clock going, and there is kickoff. Here we go. I will sync everything up. And just give me a quick sec as I get that synced up for everyone. I'll do it at the 20-second mark this time because I was a little slow on the bounce. And there's an early whistle. Ball's out of bound. And the sync. Okay, here we go. So time's up. Sync is in, so you guys can follow along, sorry. And bam, here we go. 30 seconds in, Genoa with the ball. Genoa just kicking along the back line for now. Vlahovic wanting it, trying to press all the way to the goalkeeper. Rui coming up as well. So they are looking, Juve is looking to maybe press up high to start the game off, start off positive. All right, so Bremer now. Very slow. We're probing. We see this. Apparently, I say Mota instead of Mota. I'm sorry. Like, sorry for my accent, guys. Why Juventus isn't able to find any shirt sponsor? Another great question as well. So they did have the shirt sponsor with it wasn't Alitalia. What's the new name of the Italian Airlines? Oh, it's slipping my mind right now. But yeah, Giorgia Meloni basically kiboshed that. That's the prime minister of Italy currently. She's a bit of a hardliner politically. But here's Genoa. I'll get back to that in just a sec. They're pushing along the right side. Juve doing well to get back into space. Really taking out that cross. And Yildiz picking it up. Ooh, and just can't dribble past. It's out. It's Genoa ball. Yeah, so just politically, not to get too long in the tooth about it, basically shut that down because it's a government entity, conflict of interest. I'm calling it a bullshit. I don't know who Giorgia Meloni's team is. It's probably Inter. It's just not Juve, I'm gonna guess. So while they haven't found a new one since, I don't know. Maybe because of the politics involved. Maybe because of Juventus and their financial situation as of late. Maybe not the most, not the best image. I'm sure that's one of the facts of it. So Genoa with a corner. It's Moretti taking it. And Bremer takes that out. Or is that Big Mac? Cleared away for a throw. Yeah, Juve corner cast in. Crazy what happened in the VAR room. That's not an everyday thing. Like, how does the VAR room catch on fire? It's a weird one. So Deventer with it now. Pushes it back farther down. He gets back. Genoa dropping back all the way to the goalkeeper. So far looking like negative game by Genoa as Juve are going to try to chase it. Here's Coop now running up. The engine of Coop. Loving it so far. And a nice battle down the left. Genoa's coming away with it. Yeah, they keep it in. That's Moretti. Looking decent so far in the match. Oh, and that is a foul on Danilo just outside the box. It looked clean to me. Let's look at the replay on that one. Yeah, he maybe got a bit too much of the body. Good spot for Genoa now. And it is Moretti that will take it. Getting a lot of touches early on. Bowen saying, because they don't update anything, I bet that room was broken down and fallen apart for years. Maybe. Very possible. So it's only Moretti over the ball. Pretty much down the center of this shot. Slightly to the left. Here's the run up. And it hits the wall. Back out to Genoa. And again, they're bringing it all the way back to the goalkeeper as Juve try to press up high. Oh, nice by Ruhi to win that back. Having troubles with control. There's Vlahovic. Try to clean that up. And Fajoli playing it back out safely. And we're going to try to build up from the back. Ruhi looking very dynamic today. Too heavy a pass, though, up to McKennie. And the Vinter will see that out of bounds. Goal kick. Moretti's on loan. I can probably bring that up on transfer market too. I can't remember the numbers. Oh, and the odds. It says 15 mil. Seems like a lot. Yeah, I'd have to look back into that unless somebody knows. I can't remember the exact financial details on the Moretti loan, but Juve don't want to lose him. He's young and has a bit of growing to do, right? So it wouldn't make sense to just sell him off right away. He's 21. You know, he's got a couple more years, I think, before he's going to be like a good, solid starter, like kind of like an every week starter, right? We saw him a lot last year. He had a lot less in the midfield last year as well, relying on a then 20-year-old Moretti. Here's Bremer now, dictating a lot of the play from the back so far. Up to Coop. Wide to Yildiz. Trying to cut in. Too many touches and hits it a bit too heavy in another out of bounds goal kick. Got to clean that last little touchdown deep. The left side so far has been the preferred choice of Juve. RS saying, can you explain why former Italian players that become coaches don't care about club rivalries when picking managerial jobs? Same doesn't happen in England or Spain. Well, yeah, we have Conte obviously going to Inter and now Napoli. Motta being a former Inter player. Man, you're asking some hard questions that I don't necessarily have a good answer. I can only speculate on. Yeah, you know, I'd never really questioned that too much because I do follow a lot of the North American sports, and you see that all the time. Coaches swap around every few years, go to this team, go to that team. A lot of times you just need a job. It's probably a lot to do with money. But it's no different either. Like you'll see players switch teams. A good example of one that didn't want to go to a rival recently is from Torino. Why am I forgetting his name now? Oh man, sorry. But yeah, some players will not do that. Some coaches won't do that. But I think at the end of the day, it's about getting your opportunities. Now, if you want to look at Motta in particular, he's coming from Genoa. Inter was not looking for a coach. Napoli is a dumpster fire. Juventus historically is the most successful team in Italy, one of the most successful in Europe, in the world. I think if I was in the same position, I think you have to look at that too. Like club rivalries, I don't know. I just think it's different when you're a coach. Dave, you going to do a career mode this year? I can. It was hard. I couldn't keep up with it last year, honestly. But here's Coop. Danilo playing that right side. Gonzalez can't get past his man and stolen off him. He comes in for a slide, misses, wins the ball back to Vlahovic, just chips it in. Vlahovic then loses the ball, and it's clear down the line. I don't even want to start the career mode, honestly, with Juve. I played Juve last night. I just did the little intro game. And the team is bad. Yildiz is only a 70. They still have Moretti on the team. There's no Coop. There's no Conceição. Like all those late transfers, which I mean, FIFA, FC, that's always been classic. I think we have to wait till October till we get all the teams updated. So for now, I'm going to hold off. Unless I can somehow make all the trades work within the career mode itself. I can put like transfers on super easy, right, in the settings and just make all the transfer happen, I suppose. Something to look at. Juve now controlling the game fairly well. That being said, Genoa's at 70% possession, but it's been very negative possession on their half or in their half. Long ball now from Bremer trying to reach Yildiz. Did it go off him? It did not. He's going to get that throw in or... Okay, yeah, he's just handing it off. Rudu, he's going to take this. Nice quiet stadium today as well. Failed to mention that in the pregame reasoning, if you didn't catch, is so the Genovese Derby happened. Derby della Lanternina last week. Sampdoria, Genoa. Things got out of hand. So the league has decided that they will ban or just lock the doors completely this week, which should technically hurt Genoa. Yield is now on the left side. Brings it back to Fagioli, who now pushes it out wide to Nico. Fagioli taking a shot that's blocked off. That looked decent. Out for a throw-in now. He was teeing that one up. Looked pretty decent. I don't know if he had enough behind it, but looking to score from a little deeper. This must be something said by Monta as well, and I think any armchair tactician would know with a low block, you do have to take a few of those chances from long range, which I hope to see Coop do as well. He tried a few times against Napoli, but Napoli defensively solid. They played the defensive game well last week. Yeah, just no space. Okay. RS going back to his previous question. They're like, imagine if Lampard became manager of Arsenal or Xavi started managing Madrid. It would be a big deal there. I wonder if there's something a little more cultural involved with that as well. Italians, if you want to make that old joke going back to the World Wars, they like to switch sides often. Maybe, there's a lot more behind that historically as well. That's not even fair to say. Yeah, that's a question maybe to pose when we have the panel going, the call-in show. Maybe somebody has better ideas than I do with that one. Interesting question nonetheless, but here's Nico finding space on the right to Mac. He gets blocked up, and that call's going the other way. Let's look at this one again, because Mac obviously attacking forward, receiving the ball. Yeah, the defender was certainly stepping a bit forward. He was not, his feet were not planted. Now, that initial contact was just outside of the box, so I think it's going to be a free kick, not a penalty. Incidental, right? Like, you're not going to give a yellow on that, I don't think. Mac looking a little knocked up. I think just the wind knocked out of him. Mata as well, having some discussion with the officials there. No, so that did go Genoa's way. Hence the discussion. I don't agree with that. Interesting. He got the yellow card last week. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to have to defend Mata on this one. I didn't hear it for myself. There's just a report. But Mata didn't look like completely irate last week, like he was swearing or yelling in any aggressive way. But after that back pass happened, he told Dorveri, who we know is a bit of a numpty, he just said, come talk to me. And of course, he didn't come talk to me. He ignored him, to Mota. And yeah, threw him the yellow card instead. because Doberry's a piece of shit. Like I've been saying for years now, because he is. So, anyways, I mean, he is the one that's been seen with Inter luggage. He's an Inter fan. I mean, he wears that on his sleeve essentially. Wears it on his luggage. Wears it on his mouse pad in his office. Oh, my little puppy. Gotta yell at my puppy. Trying to get him the cat food. That's not allowed. That's not allowed, eh, baby? It's just a little one. You won't see her quite on screen. Little puppy here, but Nico down the right side, crossing in low, and that's cleared off the line up in the air. Ball possession now swinging towards to Juve. They're now 58%. So 30 to 58 now, changing the course of the game, settling into things, trying to find that space still. Danilo going long in the cross. That was right in the center, but cleared off the line. Not coming anywhere near Vlahovic, who was the only man in the box at the time. Danilo back with it. Coop. Nico back to Coop. Long ball. Oh, it just skips past the far post on the left, and it's going to be a goal kick. Good look by Coop. Good little interchange down low, trying to find that space. A little give and go. Tight angle, though. That was always going to be a hard one for Coop there, but good attempt. Good chance. Challenging the goal a little bit. Making the keeper move. But alas, not on target. And we have to continue to lock that down. Now, Genoa playing quick. And there's Bremer coming back, sliding in to take that ball away. Zanoli, however, does want to throw in. They just flashed the children there. The Genoa children, if you will. And they're those jerseys look a lot like the Sampdoria colors. Not gonna lie. Little odd decision there. Especially after last weekend as they started firing flares at each other. Oh man. Genovese. What are you gonna do? They got good salami. Never quite made it to Genoa, mind you. I can't say. It's an older, rougher town. Traditionally just a port city. A little more industrial. Then toes down coming in. Danilo's hot garbage. I think Danilo might be gone in January. What did he say? Who are we referencing now there, Bones? Juve, again with the ball, really controlling the game through the midfield on the back line as well. Final third. Still not a whole lot to be desired. And there's another lost throw-in as well. So, okay, this is weird. They're showing the chairman of Genoa, and he's just like rubbing his lower lip. He's clearly a smoker. Those teeth are brown. So Bremer now seems to be constantly going back to Bremer. Trusted a lot more with playing the ball up. Yildiz, however, does lose the ball, and it's another throw-in. Oh, you're saying, oh, come on. You think I was going to catch that bone that I say flash the children? Yes, the children were flashed on screen. We're not flashing the children, Bones. Come on now. That's for the call-in show, those types of comments. This is a daytime show. All right, Genoa now. And that's cut out. They're looking to probe in, but Juve's wall, very solid. Rui mistouches, though, and gives it up. And Yildiz trying to put some pressure on, trying to win this ball back. The Vinter does bring it all the way back to Galini. So very negative football from Genoa. Again, making this into a bit of a boring game as they're pretty much dropping in deep, parking that bus a little bit. Any probe, including right now, isn't looking very threatening. And he does win the foul. We can't get away with one. That's Hanor again. Yeah, I guess Kalulu took some knees. Good call. Not a very Italian name though, Ahanor. Oh, there's a little puppy. You can see she's in the back screen now, just walking around. Black one, a little harder to see there in the shadows. She's a little sweetie, but here's kick from the wide side into the box. Up in the air, Bremer's heading it out. Yildiz, he does get on it, but heavy touch. That one's out for yet another throw-in. A bit of a theme happening here now. 10 toes down, saying Fagioli has zero intent of carrying the ball. All he wants to do is instantly do a quick pass when he gets the ball. It's annoying. You're not incorrect. That is a problem with Fagioli, and he has not really broken out of that that idea of play that he's kind of been locked into. Want to see more from him. Very promising last year before his ban. Oh, nice by McKennie to take that pass out, wins it back. Back in the control of Juve. Genoa dropped fairly deep again and a missed pass. Golini kicks that down the center. Oh, and now there's a missed pass, and Vlahovic can't quite get on it as it's kicked away from his feet. So a bit of sloppy play by both teams. Almost opened something up. RS. We spent 50 mil on Luiz, and now it looks like it was the club's decision to sign him to balance the books or something, and Mata never wanted him. Wonder how much influence Mata has over transfers. That's certainly a theory. I don't know if that's true or not. I certainly wouldn't dismiss that idea. But it is a bit of a question. So ball played out due to an injury. I'm going to stop some play here. That is old man. He's the captain there. Number 12. Oh, Badali, number 47. Can't even count numbers. Olivier's getting some rub down as well. Couple injured Genoa players, but it's definitely Bedell that's on the ground getting rubbed down. He's a bit older, 35. So looking like some cramping in the quads. Yeah, he's really rubbing her down back there. See if he continues on. Vlahovic missing a chance. Surprising. It wasn't a clear chance. It was a loose ball. It was bouncing. You can't really throw that one on Vlahovic. I'm not going to lie. It's just an opportunity that may have turned into something good. Right now, the service to him, admittedly, hasn't been great. That low block is doing its job. We need to figure it out. And Bedell is coming off the field. Yeah, just limping. Still rubbing his ass. So, yeah, just old man. Arguably his Genoa's best player, at least over the years. So he is officially substituted now. Bohinen is coming in for him. So the skipper's off the field. The midfield now for Genoa, maybe not as solid. So let's see if we can capitalize on that An early change by Genoa at the 25th minute. Game does continue on. Juve with it. Perlin with a bad kick, trying to give it to Rue. He goes right out of bounds, gives it to Genoa in the offensive zone. They're going to cross it in here, way too heavy, and Danilo had to push it out on the touch. Oh, man. Danilo, okay. 10 toes down. I know you already commented on it. That was bad by Danilo. I'm going to try to refrain from just throwing strays at him. He's being a little rusty. You know, he doesn't have too many minutes. Give him a bit of benefit right now, but that was a bad touch. And here's the corner coming in, and it's cleared. Bones is blaming Vlahovic for everything at this point. What happened to him? I'm assuming Danilo. He wasn't like this at all the last 2 seasons. He is older now. That's part of it. You know, you kind of get to a point where you do drop off. He's at 33. Good example, Rafael Varane. And who is that? That is Nico. Yellow card. That was heavy on Nico. Flendrup in the books. Ooh. Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. This isn't looking good. Here's the replay. Oh, it's a follow through, cleated right into the where the shin meets the ankle. I don't know if it's a red though, because he did technically play the ball. It's just rough to see him. Hopefully he's okay. That's a heavy knock. We'll see what they do. We do have Conceição coming off injury, but that's a lot of time for him to play coming off injury. You don't necessarily want to rely on that just yet, I don't think, depending on his fitness. When will Conceição return? Maybe right now. Who knows? Yeah, he got the ball first for Flendrup. I'm sure you can argue a red. I know the commentators right now are arguing that it could have been a red. It's on the border. But we are continuing on. Nico's up. Not looking too hurt right now. But the free spray on seemed to work. Tardine pushing back up. Kalulu now. Back to Perrine. Let's see if they can break through this as they build up. Kalulu stepping the line up a little bit more. No real intent right now. Fajoli with it. Back to Bremer. Just creeping up the field at the halfway line. Kalulu stepping forward now. Brings it to Danilo. Back to Fajoli. Oh, and the little too heavy does not get to the mark. Given away and won back quickly by Yildiz. Bones agreeing, thinking the yellow was fair because of the follow through. He did get the ball. Yeah. Yeah, if he missed that ball completely, there's no argument that it's a red, but and it's rough too when it is the follow through. There's no intent there. As a player, kind of sucks to pick up that yellow, especially earlier in the game. Ruhi again giving up the ball with a heavy touch. Genoa trying to attack, and it falls apart. Still in control, though. Juve currently with 50% possession. XG is Genoa 0.08, Juve 0.03, each with a shot. Neither one of those on target. We're in for another one. Is it a fourth? A 0-0 in a row. Let's see if we can break this one open. Midweek game as well, so we'll see how the bench gets rotated through. Kalulu looking right. Coop playing all the way out there too. Kalulu dumps it into the box, and it's kicked away. He has to get back into position now. Genoa very slow moving the ball around. It is sleepy. It's a very sleepy style of play. Juve, when they have the ball, do look a little bit more ambitious to do something with it. However, just Genoa laying her down thick, down deep. Nice little win back by Danilo. Here's Mac now. Holding it up, bringing it to the right. Gonzalez. Ooh, that was a foul on McKennie there. The ball was not played. No card coming out. There could have been, I think there could have been a game there. A game. There could have been a card there. That was knee on knee. Just kind of walked into him, missed the ball completely. Good spot, though, for the free kick. Rui is awful. Danilo's finished. Both fullbacks are useless. Coming in from Anthony. Yeah, Rui is very young and unpolished. He has a little sparks that look good, but yeah, rough around the edges for sure. Our fullbacks are not locked in today. Yeah, 10 toes down saying easily a yellow. I think so. And he's saying Rui hasn't been bad, in my opinion, just one bad pass. I believe it was 2 bad passes. Or heavy touches, like giving the ball away at the very least. He's giving the ball away 2 or 3 times now. But yeah, defensively, we're still doing all right. That being said, Genoa hasn't done a whole lot offensively. But here's the whistle. I think it's going to be Vlahovic. Fajoli is also there. It's Vlahovic. And just puts it over the bar. Wasn't a bad look. But even if he got it on target, I think Golini was on that. It didn't have too much on it. It was pretty central. Like it wasn't in the corner or anything. It's a luck. Oh, Yildiz steals that ball. Well done. Had to stretch. Almost on his belly getting it, but gets on his feet and pushes it back to the defensive line. Danilo with it now. Just looking for the space. And up to Vlahovic. Doesn't make it. Mac, though, winning the ball back. Fajoli steps up, brings to Yildiz. He's got a bit of space on the left. What does he do? Loses his man. Does he take the shot? Brings it back into space, and it misses everyone. Oh, no. That was the chance right there. Just in behind the attacking 2 that came charging forward. That was a Vlahovic, and I believe Coop. Misses the pass by inches, but good play by Yildiz, getting in deep, and I think just a little bit too deep to make it happen. Throw in for Zanoli. Again, the dribbling, and that's one thing. FC 25, man. Yildiz as a 70? No. Nah. Give him a bit more love than that. A 70. This kid can dribble. They're gonna have to update his stats in the next update. Nico crossing in, puts it right on the dot, but nobody there. And now there's a foul on Pinamonte. No card though. That's Fajoli just puts his arm up as Pinamonte's coming in for the header. Nothing crazy. $36 minutes now. Well, the XG is both at 0.09. Shot ticks up to 2. Stats are just slightly better now. Zanoli challenging Ruhi. Overhits it though. Ruhi just putting the body in the way. Enough to win the ball back. Jeff, he's alive. How's it going, bud? He's saying, yes, a very stale game. Absolutely. How is it? He's in Tampa. Hit hard by a hurricane there on Thursday. And yeah, you got your power back? How are things going? Nice. Coop Miner comes away with the ball. And Juve coming back into the offensive zone. Here's Yildiz. McKenny out to Ruhi. Crosses in, and 2 men in the way of Vlahovic again. We need to figure out this low block. There's too many men in the way. Those crosses in are not making it at all. Just good crosses overall. Good shape, good power. Not hitting the targets. Jeff is in a safe zone and he lost power for a day. That doesn't sound horrible, but last night I read that there was 12 people confirmed dead. So that's unfortunate, sad to hear. How's it looking, I guess, in the overall picture down there? Oh, Tallahassee on their other hand. Yeah, the panhandle's what got hit hard. Kalulu. Danilo. Back to Kalulu. Fajoli takes it. Out to Nico. No space, so he brings it back. They're playing it. Danilo, Nico. Nico trying to bring it back to the other side. Bremer pushes out to Ruhi. Let's work the left now. He gets tripped up, continues with the ball, gets tripped up again. No call on that one. And it goes out for a Genoa throw. Heavy tackle. Did play the ball. It's clean. There's the throw in. Ruhi's battling it. He wants that back and draws another foul. Or causes another foul. Too aggressive. It was high. Did play the ball, but it was high. Our coastal zones were flooded and wrecked. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I did actually get to the coast on Tuesday night. Hurricane hit landfall on Thursday, so that's why we left. We were supposed to leave, I believe it was Friday. We ended up leaving Wednesday morning just to avoid that hurricane. It did work out. But yeah, I was technically not supposed to be here yet today. So I guess it worked out for me anyways, not for everyone down there in Tallahassee and the west coast of Florida. So yeah, that's just a heavy hurricane. That's Hurricane Helen. It's funny, when I showed up, there was the other, I can't remember which hurricane it was now. But yeah, I was down in Jacksonville and they were getting the remnants of the rain. heavy rain when I was down there. Nice little pass there. Flavic brings it back to Yildiz to Fajoli. There's space now. Let's use it. Fajoli brings it wide. Kalulu crossing in, and it just misses the head of Vlahovic. Does get to the head of Yildiz, who is not in a position to do anything with it. That's actually not a bad way of saying it there, 10 toes down. Now, Fajoli turned into last season's Locatelli. Genoa plays it up quick, out for another throw. They are trying to kind of attack quickly, but it's very disjointed. They don't do much with it. Juve, of course, their defensive prowess taking out any bite to that Genoa attack. Not much of a bite. It's like dulled, chiseled out teeth, like when a dog loses its canine. That's about the bite we got. But here's Coop. Nico on the right side now. Bad pass, gives it away, and takes a hand to the face. So he does win the ball back with that foul. Oh, and that was Moretti. Oh, yeah, just has a hand reached out behind him and in his face. All right, Nico, let's get up. That one's not so bad. Just a little poked eye. It's a decent position for a free kick. This is a little far out, though. Coop's on it. I think this one's just going to get a curl into the box for a header. Yeah, that's quite a ways out. Ball's in, and it hits Bremer's head. No direction, out of bounds, and Dash coming in to throw in his 2 cents on the Fajoli debate here. Nah, Fajoli is the switch pivot. His role this game is to recirculate possession to the other side. Yeah, he's still doing Fajoli things, though, not being super positive. Cross, though, from the left side, easily hit it away. A little short. I don't know. I would like to see a bit more from Fajoli. But he is playing that deep game. Yeah, kind of like what Locatelli was doing last year, where he's dropping into the defensive line. Kalulu. Oh, Daniil brings it out to Nico. Nico loses his man, cuts on the right side, comes deep, and gets a shot on. It's parried away. Just enough for a throw on now on the left side. That was a little bit of danger there. Tight angle, but just creating something. And that's one of the things they have to do to defeat the low block is just get shots on the net, hope for a lucky bounce. So Juve will look again. Gonna have to look at the numbers on Bremer's touches this match as well, because he has a lot of them, as well as Fajoli. Look at that, the halftime, which is just a minute plus away. Should get a minute or two with a couple stoppages. Nice feed into McKennie. Held up on the left side. Yildiz. Still Yildiz. Crosses in. It was soft, though. That's cleared up. And which way does that ball go? McKennie just kind of ducked his head a little bit on Bohinen, who was jumping up for the ball. Don't think that was a foul. But looking back at this play, Nico looking like he was going to cross in, just switched it up and ran into the box. And that's what happened. He was cutting the pass back. And it was a heavy deflection off the defender. That almost was a known goal. So Juve win that back and then immediately lose it there. Rui, another bad touch. So that's up to 4 now. But who's counting? You don't want to throw too much shade at Rui. He's a next-gen player. He's 20. Young for a left back. Ooh, Fajoli looked like he might have had a handball there as he won the ball back, but it's play on. Coop now. Nico's got space on the right. It's played to him. Genoa down deep and in their formation. And Juve lose the opportunity there. Cycle along the back. Into Mac. Fajoli. Oh, nice little pass into the box. Vlahovic can't control. Yeah, only 2 minutes added. It's about fair. You could probably argue maybe 3 or 4. I mean, I didn't stopwatch the stoppages. But there were 2 injuries there in the half that could have maybe warranted a bit more time. Juve going to recycle this one in with only a few seconds left. So will they attack? Will they just hold and see it out? One more chance. Let's go. Fajoli switching into the left side of play. And Bremer just overcooks it. I think that's it. And there's the whistle. There it is. Halftime is 0-0 for another sleepy first half. How long will it go on? Now, there is the positive side of things that defensively, we're still very solid. Offensively, now we had some looks, but look, it ain't going to do it. Just not good enough. Yeah, Juve corner casting, another disappointing half. Yeah, overall, very disappointing. Jeff Singh can't finish the damn ball. 10 toes down saying disappointing, but I feel much better about this one than the past 3. Hopefully you're right, because I felt good at times of Napoli, with Napoli obviously being a much stronger team. I thought our attack was... We had some good chances throughout that, you know? We had some good chances, but we aren't good enough in the final third. Let's look at some of these numbers here. There's a couple players I definitely want to look at. We do have Dash coming in. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, no, I just kind of wanted to give a quick synopsis from what I saw, and then kind of just cut out, and I'll talk more this afternoon about it. But a couple of things, right? Genoa, in my opinion, they weren't compact as I thought they would. It's just we're really slow in transition, right? There's a couple of open pockets of space, and it's just I'm not sure if the players aren't recognizing it or they're just not confident to play the ball in space. I thought Koopmeier did well to exploit some of the space there. I think a little bit lackluster from Nico. Is Dusan playing today?
Stop it.
But anyways, again, I think you need to, sub him off again. Just not a in box threat whatsoever. I think Nico is more threatening than him, and Nico's out wide. The other thing I kind of wanted to touch on is Fajoli right now. A lot of folks are kind of like, hey, Fajoli, and I saw Swab's comments on it, right? Right now, if you look at it, when Fajoli's in possession, especially like on the build-up phase, there's nobody behind him, right? You've got Bremer to the diagonal, Kalu to the other diagonal. So for him, it's more so just facilitate play out to the width to switch it, because again, Mota is doing kind of like an overload switch, right? Put a bunch of players on one side, force Genoa to bite, and then switch it quickly to the other side. That's why I like a lot of Fajoli's passes are lateral. And Fajoli's playing just that deep pivot switch where he's just trying to switch play to the opposite side as much as possible. Because, I saw some folks saying, like, yeah, he's not even holding the ball or carrying it. He's just switching it. That's kind of the idea. I think it's more so Fagioli's role this game is to do safety blanket passes because McKennie and Coop are playing above him. So it's like a reverse triangle midfield right now. So it's McKennie, Coop, and then Fagioli. So for Fagioli, it's more so safety blanket passes. More so where it just he has to be very, very, neat with possession. Because you can look at it, right? His touches, his passes, his passing accuracy is like ridiculously inflated right now, just because again it's just lateral balls to Kalu, lateral balls to whoever's on the left, right? The other thing I thought was interesting was why would you play Danilo as a right back? I don't think Danilo should be playing as a right back. I think you're better off with Kalu on the right. If you want to have a little bit of like a mixed package, you can switch them out, interchange them a little bit. Outside of that, I don't. Especially when you're playing against teams with low blocks, they're going to exploit Danilo really, really badly just because of his lack of pace. And then obviously Bremer is just Bremer solid. And then, like you said, right, Dave, defensively strong, no concerns whatsoever. There's really no teeth to his Genoa attack, but unfortunately for us right now, there's no connection between it. I don't know. Like maybe the one thing that I'm thinking of right now is a substitution where you throw Nico at the 9 and you throw in Conceição and you see what kind of happens there. I think my biggest concern with a lot of people where they want Kenan to play in the middle, it's just if you're putting Kenan in a low block or in a congested situation, I think physically he loses the battle there. Which is a little bit more concerning, right? And then 10 toes down is saying Fagioli still hasn't attempted any long balls.
He has 3 actually. Like here, we'll go back to the lineup, bring up Fagioli's stats again, and passes into final third, 7 accurate long balls, 3 for 3.
So again,
he has,
but the idea is he's a safety blanket passer right now. Because he can't do a long ball because in the case if it gets intercepted, it's a quick counter, it's a quick throwback. Because right now what Fagioli is doing is either switching it to Coop, switching it to Kalu, or going directly to Nico if Nico is close by. There's a rare instance where you're going to see Fagioli take a long ball and dump it to Kenan. Like it's just not. It's very, very rare where he's going in the air through the middle of traffic. It's just again short, medium passes that are going to the width. I'm not saying that I think that's a tactically genius move. Again, that's what the game plan is right now. It's kind of similar to what Max did with Locatelli last season because Locatelli was the only midfielder on the roster that could actually pass decently. Because right now McKennie is essentially committed to being in the box threat right now, where his heading ability and his physicality just to win the press. That's what McKennie's role is to do. McKennie's not really there to facilitate play. McKennie's got some decent one-touch passes, but as far as technique or technical ability, that's not his role this game. So I see what Mutto's doing. I just think my only thing is just there's space that Genoa is giving Juve, and I think the players are struggling with recognizing it and attacking it effectively. I mean, it also, again, you kind of have a dud in the center that's firing blanks, even though he called for the ball for a Kalu cross and absolutely misses it entirely. But
speaking of firing blanks, you got this for a minute so I can go to the washroom?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, be right back, guys.
So again, like with Coop getting closer to goal, that's true, right? You need Coop to get closer to goal, but the other thing too is you need your striker, your 9, to stretch the defense a little bit back to afford Coop that pocket of space. Because regardless where Coop is moving around, they're essentially marking the area and closing the space down. I think the game is there. I think it's more so that you have to move a little bit quicker in transition. That's one of the things that I've been seeing is there's just no speed and transition in the play. It's a little bit slow or stifled per se. I'm kind of curious to see if the left, because the other thing too is that despite, Rui as a kid starting against Genoa and whatnot, again, it's not a bad game. Obviously, for a kid starting, it's not catastrophically bad, not catastrophically good. I'd say it's decent, but I'm wondering if you're to put Cambiasso in there on the left and you kind of run overlaps with Kenan and Cambiasso, and then you have Coop, that's their offensive pivot, to see if you get a little bit of spice that comes out of it. But overall, again, I just think outside of maybe one counterattack or something like that. So Genoa has one counterattack this first half, and we'll kind of see how it goes in the second half. Because again, Genoa's just going to bite their chances, see if they can create something out of a counter, and then go after from that perspective. But other than that, I don't see anything really threatening from Genoa's side. It's just more so how are we going to effectively break down this low block, because these low blocks just continue to be a thorn in our side. All right, let's see what you guys have here. I do apologize, I'm on my phone. Dougie needs to play. We need some long balls and something more creative. I think the only spot where Dougie would play is if he subs out McKennie. I don't think he's going to sub out Pajoli for Dougie and have Dougie play risky passes. I think, if anything, if he wants that kind of creativity, he's going to take out McKennie and put Dougie in the McKennie spot.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with the team. It's just always hard to score against these Park the Bus teams. The only good games we had were against PSV and Como because they're playing haram ball. That's actually funny. Yeah, no, it is, right? And that's kind of where, as an elite coach, you have to figure it out, right? Because I think the coach that does the best low block right now in Europe is Arteta, because I was watching how he was having Arsenal shift around with Man City. If you have not seen that, I recommend you watch it, because that is probably, I think Arsenal have one of the better low blocks in Europe right now, even though they couldn't beat Atalanta, but still, low block wise, they shift, they move. It's very difficult to find openings, and it's part of the game. Ever since low blocks became the meta in like 2008, 2009, a lot of teams with lesser quality will just absolutely throw low blocks on you, and you have to, be creative to figure a way through.
It makes for shitty football, not gonna lie, but it's the game we have to play right now.
It is.
Suave is saying, I think Inzaghi does it better than Arteta.
Inzaghi has a faster counterattack than Arteta does, just because the players have been doing this system for 3 to 4 years. And even it's essentially, he's built upon what Conte has done. Where I think, like, for example, with Inter, what they have better than Arsenal, in my opinion, is with Thuram and Lautaro, because they're both able to facilitate and adjust stuff and create shit out of nothing entirely. Like, for example, today's Lautaro's goal against, I think it was Udinese that they played this morning. Like, it's 3 guys on him, and he just still finds a way to poke through and score. It's just like for them offensively, their midfield, it is absolutely like one of the best counterattacks. I think, though, as far as, like, again, when you watch Arsenal's low block, they shift. The entire team shifts as the ball shifts. Like, they're all moving in a zone. Where I think with Inter, they're affording a little bit more of a stagnant 1v1 approach. But if you watch, I have a clip, I have it saved. Because I know German Dave and myself are going to be making a video about low blocks, so I have that as reference material. I have a clip I'll show you guys to kind of really break down what I mean to say. Coop is playing more wide. I think he needs to get closer to Vlahovic and closer to goal. The problem is there's no reason to play close to Dusan if Dusan can't win the ball and facilitate play to you. Because right now, Coop Myers is trying to play as an offensive pivot. Essentially, he's doing what Dusan is supposed to do. Because the issue is with the 10 to be effective, you need a strong physical 9, right? Like, for example, one of the reasons why Lautaro is pretty damn good is because he has Thuram, where he had Lukaku right by him, where it's just a big, strong person that's able to win the ball in the air, that's able to hold off a defender for a second or two to lay the ball off to. Unfortunately, Coop doesn't have that. So for Coop to touch the ball, Coop has to go wide, because right now the only way that we're moving the ball is through width. And the only way that Coop is able to grab the ball and do anything is if he goes wide. So the issue is he doesn't have a proper 9 to play off of. And this isn't, me dunking on Dusan, right? It's just kind of calling it as it is. You look again today, he had a couple of back passes to wide open players that he hit, but other than that, Dusan is just not great under pressure when there's a defender on him to think of making an effective layoff pass. I mean, his touch is terrible. Even to do a 2-meter pass, he shanks it. He hits it to their chest, where he's like 2 feet away from them. So the issue is just that's kind of what Coop is struggling with right now, right? If it's Skamaka, I guarantee you it's a different story. Because with Coop and Skamaka, they were effectively able to pivot and ping off each other to break low blocks, because Skamaka's a big dude. Dusan is a big dude, but again, it's just the physicality, or I don't know if his head's not in the game or whatnot. That's one of the issues that he's just struggling with right now.
What if Coop had a certain gentleman that looked like this?
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so those moments are crazy.
At this point, I'm just holding out hope for Milik at this point, right? Because, like, for example, I kind of mentioned this, right? I need to see what Milik does. If Milik is able to play the role effectively, then there's nothing wrong with the system. If Milik is struggling, then that means it's a multi system. Like, that's when you can really have it, right? So it's just more so in that perspective, because I mean, even with Weah wasn't really a good sample size to see if the system's the issue. I think if you
He's
get
not a striker anyways, right? So it's a little disingenuous.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a behind the defender kind of player where it's not like you play the ball to his feet. So I think, again, that's one of the biggest holes that we have in this team right now is you need a player that you can actually play the ball to and then have them facilitate and regurgitate possession. Because right now, the only pivot that we have is your defensive or your safety blanket pivot, whether it's Fagioli, whether it's Locatelli, or whoever's playing the deep lying midfielder, because you need two pivots to beat a low block effectively. You need the safety pivot or the switch pivot, or you need the offensive pivot or the big nine. If you have both of those working, you'll be able to create a sliver of space for you to take the chance and score. But again, with us right now, it's the bottom pivot's working. We're switching play. It's just unfortunately we don't have anything to really facilitate anything up front.
Yep, man, you came in hot and heavy. You got all the breakdown. So thanks for doing that, man. Dash always coming into halftime to give you the facts. Booyah. Keeps me from talking for 2 hours straight as well. So
Fair.
But going back to Jeff, I was going to say that too. The Doosan profile you got going there. Very nice.
This is the one with the suit. RS is asking, don't you think Mota's tactics would not be as effective in any big club because weaker teams would not try to gain back possession from the start, so there won't be many situations of transition? Is he? I don't understand the question a little bit. I think I might just need a little bit more clarification here because you're saying.
I'm thinking because like with Genoa, he wasn't playing a low block, right? Like people wouldn't low block against Genoa. I think maybe that's where he's going.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand. So I get it now. So, like, for example, with Bologna and Genoa, right? So, or even Spezia, he had to be a little bit more concise or pragmatic with his counterattacking approaches. But even then, like, for example, you would see him play against the big teams, but we never saw him play against teams that are in similar quality, right? Because, like, for example, when you're coaching, I'm just going to use Genoa and Spezia. I'm not going to use Bologna last season because Bologna was, an above average team. But like, for example, if you're doing Spezia versus Udinese, Spezia versus, Salernitana, those games tend to be a lot more open because both of those teams are trying to get points to stay out of the relegation zone. So like it would work for him there. The only time like he would kind of be more pragmatic or more defensive is obviously if he's trying to scrape a point against the big three, Inter, AC, and us. But when you're playing, like, for example, if you're Empoli versus Udinese, if you're that, you tend to be more expressive of what you're doing just because you're trying to get a maximum amount of points. And so is the other team, right? Because when you're, again, a mid-table team and you're playing against another mid-table team, it's more so, hey, let's go all out and let's try to get as much points as possible versus when you're at, you're playing against a Juve where it's just like, hold on, sit down, hunker down a little bit. I think, again, the thing that Motta is struggling with now is that he's here, right? He's at the big club. Now everybody knows that they have to game plan against Juve. And now that, I don't want to say he got exposed, but it's been shown that he struggles with low blocks, and now guess what every team is doing? Low blocks in Serie A, that is, not the Champions League. So that's, again, for him, that's part of the growing pains of being, from a mid-table to a top-table club. You just have to understand that's part of it. And you have to just figure a way out of it. Again, you have better players, yes, but now that you have better players, you have more eyes on you, more schemes against you. It's just one of those things because remember last season when his Bologna was, the talk of the town or everybody was talking about it, they started drawing a lot more matches towards the tail end because then people were kind of like, oh, we actually need to play against these guys a little bit more seriously because they should have, in my opinion, they should have finished third or pushed for second last season with the momentum that they had. But once people started, paying eyes, they started dropping points and started drawing. It's no different with us. So it's just, again, he has to figure out how to beat it.
All right. We do have kickoff now for the second half.
All righty. See you guys this evening.
All right. Thanks for joining in. See you later. All right. So time is also synced up. I mean, I have to show that on the screen as well. Sorry. Let me get that all sorted out for you as Dash has now left us. And please, guys, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. We're 2 away from 2,100. Be really nice to hit that 2,100. Let me get first and foremost the scoreboard. All right. Synced up 45-45. Now here's Doosan with the very long cross. Verduhi there to pick it up. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but here we go again. Kicking along. Ruhi puts it in the back of the head, and he recovers it again. So no substitutions. Obviously, Genoa with the one for Adele injury about the 25th minute mark. Fajoli with it now. Fakes it. Still with it. Gonzalez puts it into the box. Ruhi heads it centrally. And there's a penalty for a handball. Here we go. That is on Coney de Winter as well. So, once again, people like to look at our old players. So I'm a little upset that we lose them, but de Winter definitely, messing up in that play for sure. Yeah, rookie mistake, man. I don't know what to say. He had his arm out. Is what it is. That's also another way to break down a low block is find a way to get a penalty kick. So Vlahovic over it now. And, let's hope for the best here. Deep breath, focus. Galini walking his line. Whistle. Stepping up. Stutter. And it's in the back of the net. It goes in for a 1-0. Finally on the board. It took a penalty. That's 3 goals on the season for Dusan Vlahovic, 2 of which are from the spot. No matter, we take them as they come. 1-0 Juve, 48th minute. Here we go. Go. Raffle saying, nice one, 10 toes. Nice as well. The Dusan from Dal. Banger. That's what we needed. Everyone's happy now. Game should open up just a little bit more. And 10 toes down also saying, hope that clears his mind. It should help. You would like to see it from open play. That would definitely clear his mind. But yeah, I mean, it's a goal for Dusan. Definitely confidence booster. But more importantly, now that Genoa is down by 1 in the second half, still a tight game, it should definitely open this up a little bit more. I'm shocked and appalled that Chiesa is not starting for Liverpool. Are you? Or are you being facetious? Facetious? Oh, man, that's facetious. It's a funny word. All right. So here is Genoa now actually trying to do something with the ball. Pushing up high. Trying to get the quick one back. That's what we want to see. As soon as you get 1 goal, the floodgate should open as there's a clear attack now with space. Yildiz to Coop. Coop brings it. Oh, it almost gets flicked on. That has to get cleared off the line. Another chance now for Juve. But Genoa coming on the attack. Big slide by Yildiz, and he gets a yellow card for that coming in from behind and going through his man. Or that was Fajoli, sorry. I just saw the hair flowing a little bit, and it looked like a bit of a Yildiz cut. But that was Fajoli not getting any of that ball. Don't know if you want to call that a professional foul, stopping the counterattack, or just a bad decision. And Dal saying a goal is a goal. We need to put in Douglas Luiz. Yeah, a goal is a goal. At the end of the day, it is. Okay, Raffles busting balls, of course. Unless they sub in Messias, I have zero fear of Genoa scoring. Yeah, they don't have much Pinamonte, But ball possession up to 69% for Juve. See if that changes now with Genoa being down, or if they just will continue to make mistakes as they stretch the game. Kenny winning that one back. He's having an overall pretty good game. Also taking a bit of knock, or a couple knocks there. The Texan there knows how to take a bit of a rough housing, if you will. Coop needs to drop back, and he'll just be the 10. I'm assuming they're going to what was trained on the pitch there midweek. I mean, it's hard to switch that up mid-game. Long ball in, doesn't meet its mark. Yeah, would like to see more from Coop centrally, of course, but I think he's playing the role instructed to him. I don't know if we'll have that change. Mata's going to have to make that decision, I think. Yield is losing his man crossing in, not making his mark, but a nice little pirouette to lose his dude down low on the left. And here we go again. Ruhi, a little, yeah, that was soft. That was soft, and they lose it. Not making its way to Pajoli. And Bulla's pace is needed. We lack pace. We might see him too. Oh, Juan in a dangerous spot, but recovered. Pressure's on. Juan back again by Juve. Game's definitely stretching out a bit now. And this is what we want to see. Genoa on the back foot, slowly retreating with their backs to the wall now. And I'm expecting a second goal at any moment. They have to keep this pressure on. Danilo, Fajoli to Yildiz. Oh, nice little flick. There's a heavy touch by no other than Vlahovic, who loses the ball. I would not be surprised if he gets rotated out. Ooh, a little flick on feint. That puts Genoa on a counterattack with a bit of space now. Pinamonte, and that is blocked out. Yildiz recovers. Coop. Vlahovic by himself, isolated. So they bring it back, and they almost lose the ball there. But they recover it. And let's just slow it down a little bit here. Danilo with it. They're going to regroup. Let's get in formation. He actually was playing more fluid when he was behind Houston. They have a much better understanding. They've been playing more like since last season, essentially, right? So that's part of it. Coop coming in late. A bit of chemistry there lacking. But I do agree. We do need to see. We need to see Coop playing up the center. But if we're gonna go back to what Dash was saying, okay, there's Yildiz now or Vlahovic now, and that's a second. There it is. Bam! It's 2. Open play. 4th goal on the season. He gets them in pairs. And that was a beautiful pass from deep in the midfield. Straight to Dusan. Only one defender back him, and he slots it from his left foot to the right netting, and it's 2-0 for Juve. Floodgates are certainly open, and that's exactly what we needed. I was feeling it. I'm sure you guys were too. Genoa is in trouble. Booyah. Fuck yeah from Dal Tentos Ducey, another banger. Gio from Juve Corner Cast, excited, of course. Dash is crying. Yeah, he might be. That was the beauty. That was. Yeah, you know, those are exactly the goals that he can't miss, and he did not. There was nothing wrong with any of that. That's what happens now. Genoa trying to open up the game a little bit to claw one back. Not as much solidarity, coverage in the back line, and that stretch pass certainly opened it up like a can. Vlahovic one-on-one. No chance there for Galiti. Not really. Dash is here. No, of course, we're very critical. Dash especially is critical. He definitely holds these players up to a high standard. But when they do finally perform, he is ecstatic like the rest of us. I know he doesn't always show it, but Dash is happy. Yeah, 10 toes in, he'll stump that, he'll get that, then stump a sitter. And that's the problem. It's the consistency we're looking at, right? That's really the concern. And he did say a couple weeks ago, a real champion has consistency, and then he continues to not score for 3 games. But now here's Kalulu playing high up now, right? Crossed in. That had good shape. Headed away though. More danger. Ruhi getting on it, keeping it, not in play. Dahl saying 4 goals in 6 games, but yes, those 4 goals came in only 2 of those. And yes, 2 of them in open play, 2 of them from the spot. Oh man, saying no, he isn't. He's going to cry after and hate on Dusan when it's a team problem. We never discount the whole team, I don't think. Yes, I mean we go hard on Dusan, but Dusan has to take a fair load of that blame as well, because he does miss setters. He does have bad ball control. When he gets it's a consistency thing for sure, and maybe that does come down to the mentality. But we're not here to break that down just yet. Nico walking into a wall, and now there's a foul that goes to Genoa. Bowen still doesn't like it. Glad we're winning. Dash hand is back, baby, and an assist in the UCL. Yeah, but let's that assist was maybe unintentional. We still have to be a little bit critical, right? Like we have to support them, but we have to hold them to the standard that we expect as well, right? We have to be objective at the end of the day. We want more. He's perhaps done when he's on, he's on. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. When he's on, he's on. Dusan now winning it back. There is some of this confidence as we're talking about it. Can't get away from his man. Maybe he should have passed off there. And Genoa is back with it. Which striker doesn't out now? Yeah, there's good games and bad games. We're going back to last season as well. We see under 2 different coaches now. Again, it's just more consistency, more mental fortitude. Honestly, I think that's all it's going to come down to. We know he has the skill. And hopefully this confidence, these couple goals will get him back on track. Kalulu for Savona. Yeah. Saying I'll set up heels for Mangulo, save those legs for Wednesday. Same with Kalulu for Savona. Adrich maybe for Coop. Adrich did not dress up today, though. So that would be a bit of a problem. Yeah, Weah, Adrich, and Milk out of the lineup today. That's saying if he gets 30 goals, assists, no matter how, that's elite. No, for sure. And we do expect more for this team. We expect them to improve. So many new players, new coach, new tactics. We hope Mata doesn't get figured out as well in the process. But here is Chico Conceição coming on in the 60th minute. Not quite yet, though. There is going to be a set play here for Genoa. Corner on the right flank. But Conceição get instructions on the sidelines. We will see him shortly. He's on 5 now, 25 to go. Yeah, so you're including Europe in the 30? Galini out of his net. Has to run back. We are going to see Douglas as well. He had about 20 last season. When he's on fire, he's on. Yeah, absolutely. It's going back to that consistency. It's all we really want to see. He needs that Guac 3000 and a new gal. Yeah. Oh man. Josh coming to Genoa chasing the game after the 10. That opens up space. Yeah. That's exactly what has happened. All right, so 61 minutes. Are we getting these changes? It seems so. Get some fresh legs in there. Genoa starting to tire out as well, so that hopefully lends to another 3-0 game. So I said that on Gio's channel there, Juve Cornercast. I missed my own my own podcast Thursday night, but I was able to catch Gio going. I was on the road for 9 hours that day, so it is what it is. But I said if it's not 0-0, it's going to be 3-0. See how she goes. So yeah, that is Mac off for Dougie Louise, as was suspected. And Gonzalez off there for Chico. So like for like exchanges. Dal saying finally some pace and flair. Yeah, definitely going to be keeping an eye on Dougie this last half hour. Like we gotta see something, right? He has to earn his starting position. Those 50 mil can't go wasted. Weston should only be used in Cubs. I would actually disagree with that. He's definitely shown that he's deserving of some minutes here. A lot of this is what's seen on the training pitch from Thiago. He's not definitely going to put the most skilled guy on. He's going to put the guy that's earning it in training. And I can't disagree with that. I rather have a guy that's going to put his all into it, into training, into the game, just giver, over the guy with the flair. I like that grittiness. I like the American style, honestly, where it's just grit, just hard work and grit, blue collar. I've always preferred that style of player. Maybe that's my bias, but I definitely do think McKennie has deserved some minutes here the past couple of games. And there is Dougie. There is a bit of the flair losing his man. Nutmegging, getting it through the legs. Out to Chico now on the right. Here's that pace crossing in. And oh, no, it did go in. Oh, that was Coop with the let-off hit and the crossbar just lifting it into the ceiling. Oh, I thought it was in. Oh, wow, and there is Chico showing what he's got. Weston stopped the ketchup and ranch on the pasta. Yeah, that might have been it. Corner now, coming in, headed away. Chico rushing onto it. Getting it back to Kalulu, who dumps it back deep, looking for Dougie. Not making it. Oh, but nice little steal back, and Chico's back on. Switching it back. Moving to the left now. Here's Coop. Jolie. Oh, can't sneak it through, but Coop gets it back. Nice win deep. Chipped in. Coop is, ooh, nice little back heel, but in the air for Galene to snatch it out. Tight space there, but keeping pressure on. Here's Genoa now, and miss pass. Perlin, no problem, picks it up. Literally grinding and training. Yeah, maybe there's some literal grinding there. Conceição is so much better than Gonzalez. I think they're different profiles as well. Haven't seen so much of Chico yet either. Obviously getting that injury. Yeah, I don't know if I want to like just throw it down just yet, saying one's better than the other. Chico with it now. Like Chico is definitely your flair guy, but he is small, low center of gravity. Nico is a bit bigger of a profile, a little tougher. Maybe a little bit more utilitarian, if you will. Can kind of move around a couple positions, where Chico is more that pacey winger, more of a one-trick pony. And here's Chico now. Nice play again. Oh, and that pass was looking good into the box. There's Dougie battling. And there's another battle. Just can't get those loose balls. They're bouncing around. Genoa's going to come out with this. Yeah, Conceição with the speed. He's loving it. That's from Gio. Yeah, it's nice to have some speed on the flanks too. We were missing that in the first half. Ball into the boxes now. Headed away. Trying to give into... No, Dusan doesn't come away with it. It was a 4-on-1. It was a long ball. Genoa will reload and come at it again on the right flank. And Ruhi, that deflection goes to Perin. And I'll say it here, Gonzalez is all-rounder. Chico's explosive gets into the box faster. You need both profiles in your lineup. Absolutely. Say which one's better than which, I think is going to also come down to what you need at any given moment. And they should play on both wings. That would be spicy. It would be, but for now, I think Chico coming off the injury, rotation. And that's something we have to keep in mind for this game too, with who we're playing. Rotation for... It's Wednesday. Wednesday is the next match. So 4 days away. Can't complain with that. Oh, nice Louis pass. A little heavy. Chico doesn't get on it either. And that is cleared down the line. Oh, a foul for Danilo on Moretti there. Maybe just bodies him off. Yeah, a little shove into the back there. Moretti's a lightweight, as we know. He still has not hit the gym as we want him to. Hopefully when he comes back to Juve, he bulks up a little bit. So we got a triple substitution in here now for Genoa. Moretti is coming off. So that's Hanord, Moretti, and Oliveira. And Maturda, Anke, and Casa are the ones coming in to replace him. Yeah, Genoa's bench is not the greatest. So just fresh legs. But the skill level of these players, I don't know if they have what it takes to challenge Juve now at this point, 2-0 up. Man, I nursed that coffee. It's cold at this point, but there we go. Genoa with it. Just kicking it around. Probably getting the new players that just came on there to kind of warm up to it a little bit. Will they challenge or will they just go into damage control? They have 20 minutes to figure it out. That pass into the box didn't work out. Juve finally settling that ball down. Fagioli gives it to Dougie. He's going to push it up on the right side. Slows it down, though. Comes central. Fagioli to Chico. Kalulu pushing up pretty high, too, I've noticed as well. Ever since those changes, with Chico there, maybe with that extra pace to track back, cover him off if anything happens. But right now, Juve's just probing, not trying to push the matter. No need to really open things up right now. It does look like we're in a bit of a possession mode at the moment. Just control the game. Nothing wrong with that. 70th minute, 2-0 up. Kalulu back to Bremer now. Kalulu's given a little bit more space to roam around now. He comes centrally. See him coming into the right as well. Passing back to Fagioli, and he's tripped up. And Danilo goes through his man. Vantage played. Long ball out to the right, and that's easily recovered. And Juve Trying to get it back out of their zone. Passing on point. Up to Chico. Oh, he has to bring it back, though. Can't quite control the ball. If I had to guess, this is what we're going to be seeing now for the last 20 is just solid passing. Nothing really to open up Juve's chances of the clean sheet. Barring like an obvious mistake, I can't see Juve conceding at this point. Their one goal conceded was a mistake there against PSV. A little lapse of concentration towards the end of the game. But for Jolie, up to Yildiz. There's Coop. Too heavy of a touch. Can't control it. It's cleared out. When will Coop get his first goal? We're all waiting for that one as well, and I'm sure we'll all erupt. Praying for Dashan to score another penalty just for Dash. I would prefer one from open play, to be honest. From the spot, I'm never always ecstatic about, unless it's like an obvious foul, but Chico, nice little back kick to himself. Beautiful control, deep into the box. Fajoli. Walking it in, taking the shot, and that's out for a corner. Dal really wants the hat trick. I think it would make all of our days. Yeah, so Dal would prefer open play as well, but the penalty would be more entertaining with Dash. Agreed. It would be. And we are getting Savona. So Yildiz, Kalulu, and Ruhi coming out. Let's see who we get put in. So that's Thuram we see. Savona and Cambiasso. So that's both fullbacks. And Thuram going in for Yildiz. So I think we're going to get a bit of switch up of positions now. Let's see what look we get. So Coop probably coming in centrally. Does Cambiasso play a wing? Yeah, let's see what we get. There can be a couple little options out of this one. Cabal blackballed. Are they saving him? Yeah, I wonder what's up with Cabal. Maybe it's just a rotational thing. I don't know. But Dougie, oh, that header from Thuram. First touch right away. Sails it just over the bar. That would have been nice. Not bad, not bad. But Genoa with it now. How does he not get some garbage time minutes? Is that for a Cabal again? At this point, it's game management. If you don't need to play him, I mean, you didn't need to play Cambiasso either, to be honest, but I wonder if that's something that will be brought up in the post-game press conference, if you'll explain that to us. Until then, we can only speculate. Again, as we go live at 5:30 Eastern and 11:30 Central European, we can break that down a little bit more. Until then, we got 15 minutes left of this one with Thuram winning ball back in the midfield, getting physical. On a side note, I would love Jonathan David. I would not be opposed to it. Definitely Canadian bias there. No Canadian has ever played for Juventus men. We've had two now play for Juventus women. What a mental signing in January. He's literally perfect. He does have a bad touch, though. He is a little heavy on the touch. I wouldn't say perfect, but the price would certainly be right. I think you'd get a very similar profile to what Dusan is, but for a fraction of the price. Another yellow card there is Dalia's taken down. Frendrup. Or no, this is Vasquez in the books. All right. Dougie forgiving him. Good sportsmanship. Oh, yeah, that was through the back. That was, yeah. Yeah. I would be upset with that one too, not going to lie. He works with how we want to play. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. It's just I wouldn't say he's perfect per se. Like he's still young. He's not the old. I mean, Vlahovic isn't old either. He just has a heavy touch. I mean, it is what it is. Just like Vlahovic. I feel we'll be frustrated for similar reasons. Obviously, watch Jonathan David when he plays for Team Canada. Not so much for Lil. And that's a completely different game as well. The way the Canadians play footy. Yeah. Might as well call it hockey. I feel like Milik would cook. He might. Yeah. I mean, we've been waiting for Milik. Another couple weeks. We don't know. It is the end of September now. We were told October. We don't have a date. People really underestimate Dushan's numbers. People rave about Oshman, and he scored one season more than Dushan. Yeah, Oshman had that Kvaratskhelia factor as well. That it's good that the winning season. Those numbers, I think, were a little inflated, especially just Napoli not being really figured. They just ran away with it. They were on point. Everyone else, not so much. Can be also whiffing a ball into the box. It's a little off point from him. But we still have possession, so no big deal. Dougie with it. Changing out to Savona. Chico on the right. 2 men on. Puts it back to Savona. Dougie. Thuram. They're just playing around the box. Genoa, I think, are in a bit of damage control. Fajoli into the box, straight to Golini. Well, perfect would be Tevez. Prime Higuain would be dirty. Yeah, we're going to the past now. Yeah, those are profiles that would work out. And no one talked about his price. He was similar price. Yeah, that's Oshman we're talking. All right, let's see what Dash saying. People rave about Oshman's pace. Yeah, he would be pacier than Vlahovic as well. I don't know if that's... I think it's the footwork. So more than we need. We don't necessarily need the pace. We need somebody that can, when he collects those balls deep into the box, just be able to get past his man, control him, or at least get a nice clean ball back to his number 10 or his wingers. That's going to be important. Which is why David, I think, might be leave a little bit to be desired. That ball in from Genoa, not good, but they win it back. Dangerous spot now. Juve can't lose concentration, but a bit of a stinker ball down the field to Perry. Like, come on, Genoa. If you're gonna kick the ball at net, let's get in the air at least. Put some pace onto it. Yeah, the same FIFA. It's not all about pace, or we would want Lukaku. Yeah. FIFA or FC now is all about the pace. I haven't played enough of this latest iteration, but I imagine it is very similar. Although the default settings, I found that it is a little bit calmer than last year. We'll see how that goes. On the showing goals conceded in Serie A this season, Empoli have 2, Roma have 3. We still 0, of course. Bam, another clean sheet. Would be coming up on some records. I think we have to go 7 games clean sheet to break a record. Cambiasso Cooking up the center, brings it up to the right. Chico now. Savona deep on the right. Back to Chico. Genoa is back playing deep. I think we're all damage control. 81st minute. They have no answers. This is turning into a bit of a passing, call it passing drills. Chico into Dougie, over to Savona. Chips it in. Oh, and Dusan can't get the angle on that. It was a bit behind him, and he puts that one out of bounds. Good little interchange down low. Dusan's upset with that one. Could it be done better? Perhaps he came in onto the ball wrong. I'm not gonna trash him too much for that one. Dow saying pace versus way worse finish if he did long balls. Dusan is pacey. That's how he played in Fiorentina. But then Dash does make a good point. He's not going to get that same space as he did at Fiorentina. And then Dash saying, Dahl, come get your man. Yeah, that's in response to his missed header there. Guys, gotta play nice. Play nice, the two of you. Dash and Dahl. The two Ds going at it. You guys were trolling each other in the chat. Hopefully Dahl's around this evening to come at Dash while he's live. There's Genoa. Ooh, there's a bit of space there. Long ball and a deflection. Lucky goes out of bounds. That could have been dangerous. I'm here looking at the trolling in the chat, and Genoa actually kind of come at with an attack for once in this game. Dow saying, if he scores a Hattie, I want you to say, I love Dusan, and he's the greatest striker ever. Dash giving the handshake emoji. It is a deal. Corner now for Genoa. And towards the net. Ooh, Bremer gets a kick to the guts. He's okay. He's okay. We have a few more minutes for that Dusan hat-trick, though. We'll see. See if it happens. There's still time, but I think we're in just game control, honestly. That's it. Game control. And there's nothing wrong with that. When we win, it doesn't have to be 3-0 every week. Yeah, clip it, Dal. We're always good for clipping. You get your receipts ready. Another change for Genoa. That's Zanoli coming off. Sabelli is on. And they still have one more change to make. Juve, none. They've made all 5. And Bremer will start this one off with a really long ball to Dusan. Can't get onto it. But it is Cambiasso that will control this ball now. Thuram puts it at wide to Savona. Thuram and Savona giving a couple of passes to each other. Dougie, when he clicks, is going to be a monster. He's so good. It's a totally different motherfucking profile. Yeah. Oh, geez. I'm trying a wild shot. He got a bit of a push on that too, though. Bit of space for him to take that shot as well, but he does win a corner. Yeah, push from behind when Thuram was clear. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. And that's a goal kick. I would have liked to see a kick there, but yeah, it's questionable call. Oh, Genoa almost losing it. But they do come away with it, bringing it out to the wide. They got to attack the center a little bit better. They're trying too much down the right side and just losing their momentum. Juve's fallen back into position and just taking away that attack right now. So very well done by by Juve. Just stifling Genoa's attack. What little bit of it they do have. A couple good looks this game, but no actual threat on net. But Savona now trying to... Oh, and there is an actual threat on net for Genoa as Savona does not do well holding up his man. There is Pinamonti with that shot. So there you go. I did say Pinamonti, perhaps a threat. When given the chance, yeah. I mean, put it on net, wins the corner. Perrine coming up big there. And here's the cross in. Couple of bounces around. And Fendrup fouls. And that is Chico. So, oh yeah, that's high. That could be a yellow card as well. There's a few instances now where you could have maybe argued a card on play. I have a feeling the ref just wants this game to end. Toe saying Coop player of the match. You know Duson's getting it. 2 goals. He's getting it. Tell's wondering which hairstyle Dash likes the most for Deshaun, and he's thinking the noodle style. Thuram with it now. Vajoli. Thuram. Coop plays it off. Chico, it's in! Woo! Chico Katsesau makes it 3-0 in the 89th minute. This one is done and dusted. Who expected that one out of nowhere? Nice little solid build-up. Tired Genoa, pinching up too high. The passing is on point once again, and Chico moving in centrally to pick that ball up off the layoff from Coop and puts it straight into the back of the net. It's 3-0 again. Like I said, if it's not 0-0, it's 3-0. All right, let's go back now. Why are we playing Perrine? Yeah, Perrine it's rotation because we play midweek. That's it. Dash likes the Dalka, and now everyone's yelling, "Goal! Go, 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 go!" from Chico. Yeah, and Thuram with the assist. Dal upset that it wasn't Deshaun. Oh, man. Dash is trolling, saying Katsesau is the best striker in the world, and I love him. Oh, fuck you guys. Yeah, and Gio as well. He did mention that whenever we score 3. We just need to open up the game. When the game's open, we can score. That's basically it. We score in trips. Oh, and there's another foul. Oh, he just Fredrup just fell. Oh man. Stay on your feet. So that's 3 minutes added. A little late, but like I said, I think this ref is ready to go home. It's midweek. He's got to go home for dinner. Or midweek, sorry, midday match. 6 p.m. Italy time it started. It would be now 7:51. Ooh, Dougie draws or commits a foul there. Puts the foot and gets the shin. Just a couple more minutes, and we can put this one in the books. Long ball in for Genoa. That's actually kept into play. Bacante Sao is there again. Very impactful substitution. Genoa still holding the ball. Are they going to get one back here at the last minute? Hopefully not. We have records to keep. And Perlin picking up clean sheets as well, but there's a foul at the top of the box centrally. Another chance for Genoa. Dashing, you break the block, it gets easier to score. Tactics 101 there. Louise created 2 chances and 1 big one, and we're playing Fajoli and Weston. Take it up with Mata, man. We don't want to see more Dougie. Hopefully this changes things up. So a little far here, but still a chance. Here's the kick, and it's sailing away. Gio saying, I don't know what Mott doesn't seem Dougie has been spectacular since he came in. I'm sure he sees it. That's it. She's done. Just like that. Coaches were already shaking hands and hugging before the whistle even blew. They knew it was over. 93 minutes done. 3-0. That's 2 from Deshaun and 1 from Chico. Another clean sheet in the books. Dal saying dash with the Michael Owen takes you win if you score. Michael Owen takes. Yeah, you win if you score. Yeah. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Real question is, what's keeping Dougie fresh from starting? I am going to predict right now, after these past 20 minutes, Dougie starts on Wednesday. Hold me to it. Okay, so RS is saying his preferred double pivot would still be Thuram and Loca, but Louise and Fajoli have been really good too. Options. We have options, and that is good. Okay, so you guys are all tracking. We're going to make this a little short post game because we are going to go live again in 3.5 hours. But for those of you who can't join us tonight, we'll do a little post game here. So let's get rid of this, and I will get the old FOP mob going for y'all. Go over a couple of the numbers. And in the meantime, guys, please remember to like and subscribe. We need 2 more to hit 2,100. And I'll be ecstatic if so. So right off the bat, noticing here, greens all round, except Perlin, who he didn't do much. He made that one big save. Other than that, sleeper for Perlin. Danilo at a 6.8. He was really the 1 point of contention. Yield is only getting a 6.7. Ruhi with a 7.1. I thought he gave up the ball a few too many times, personally. But let's look at his number. 26 for 30 passes. Shot accuracy, 0 for 1. Touches 50 in opponent's box 3. Successful dribbles, 2 for 4. Yeah, so, he didn't create the most with that low block while he was on it. I can see why the numbers there are giving him a 6.7. Not his best game out there. But I think that was a lot to do with just not having any space down there, trying to make stuff happen, not working. Of course, we can talk about the Vlahovic factor in that. Coop Miners playing out wide, except rather than centrally. That could explain why his numbers didn't turn out being too good. But yeah, I guess a mediocre game overall by Yildiz. Otherwise, you see lots of sevens in there. Coop with an 8-2, Vlahovic with an 8-6. Down in the substitutions, 6-7 for Dougie, 7-6 for Chico, 6-3 and 6-1 for Zvon and Cambiaso. I mean, they didn't have to do much there at the end. And Thuram with a 7-4 doing well as well. But I mean, good substitutions. I mean, your subs were going to be impactful. Bench was great. Okay, let's get. I'm missing. Okay, lots coming in the chat here. All right, so I'll get back to the chat. Like and subscribe. Get to that 2100. I'm willing it. Okay, my preferred double pivot. We already talked that. 60 mil for Coop was all worth it. Well, I mean, more to be seen. Dashing, I'll see you beautiful people tonight, especially you, Dal. Especially you. Top of the league as of now. Yeah, we should look at that there in a sec as well. You know, here it's table right now. 12 points from 6 games. Torino there with 11 points. 5 games played, however. Next is Lazio tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. That's Eastern time, of course. Yeah, chance to be top of the league coming out of the weekend. That would be very nice. Very nice indeed. I lost the match. Here it goes. Okay, so let's talk about a bit. Momentum, Genoa with a couple spikes, but it was all Juve. 66% possession, XG of 2.74, so we outperformed that. Total shots, 12. Big chances, 5. Missed 3. Accurate passes, 577 at 91%. Those are good numbers. You know, not all of those were super like forward in the offensive zone, but I mean, a good deal off obviously were with that 3-0 win. That last stretch pass, beautiful. So the numbers there, I am happy with. Fouls committed 14, corners 3. That's all for Juve. So Genoa's an XG of 4-3. Total shot 7, 2 on target. 1 was pathetic. 1 was legit. Big chances 0. I would have given maybe the 1 on that. Only 267 passes they made at 82%. Now, those are bad numbers. 8 fouls and 5 corners. They did nothing off the corners as well. So, very one-sided game at the end of the day. All of it did happen in the second half in terms of the offensive plays. So, I mean, you know, take it. We're taking it. Would have liked to see a bit more in the first half, but we did finally break them down and made it happen. Of course, coming off that penalty kick from the handball of De Winter. KB Singh, I see you're back home. Yeah, absolutely. Made it back yesterday afternoon. 60 million euro assist. Yeah, Yildiz was shitty today. I won't say shitty. He was just mediocre. All the subs were great. Coop is the most intelligent player on the squad. He's very intelligent, yeah. And Anthony saying that penalty settled the game. If teams try to score against us, it becomes very dangerous for them. Haven't seen a UA team move the ball like this in a long time, and it will only get better. Yes, the passing game is beautiful. We just need to figure out those low blocks, and we got this thing figured out. All right. Yeah, interesting. Hey, guys, show some love and like the channel. Subscribe and like. I'm checking. I want to see 2100. I want to see 2100, guys, by tonight. Refreshing. It's still 2098. I'm disappointed. Okay. Well, just subscribe. That's all I ask. Just subscribe. Even if you don't like me, you can still subscribe and like ignore me afterwards. So yeah, of course, back at it at 5:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central European time, where we will have both Dash and German Dave to really break down the tactics and, you know, get into some more fun stuff as well. It is the call-in show. So if you have something to say, now's your chance. So those of you who are new, you do not need to have a camera, just, you know, half decent mic so we can hear you, understand what you're saying. We will share the link right in the live. So, you know, show up. It'll be there. Usually by the 30-minute marks, and you guys have to keep us honest. Sometimes we waffle a bit. By 30 minutes, we definitely want to open up the lines. But I think tonight we might open them up a little bit earlier, seeing as, we did pregame the numbers a little bit here. Dash and Dave are going to want to say their piece. We'll let them ramble on for a little bit, but hopefully, yeah, Jeff. Okay, so he is not too much in a hurricane to call in today. So that's good. That is very positive to hear. Florida's coming out of those high winds and rain, Hurricane Helen. So I'm happy to see that, the worst of it is now over. Anthony saying Fajoli was a demon in the second half. Love the kid. He reads the game as good as anyone I've seen his age. He needs to have a big season after the on-field antics. Brilliant. Definitely played a good role today. And Dash spoke about that at the halftime show. So if you missed that, catch the halftime portion of it. Explains that a little bit better. But yeah, guys, join us in tonight for the call-in. You know what time it is for me. I like to stretch it out after sitting here for 2.5 hours, take the dogs out for a walk, get some fresh air, touch some grass. You know what I'm saying. Until then, if there's no more questions or comments or any of that jazz, I will remove myself from the stream. And hopefully I come and see you guys tonight with a fresh 2,100 subscribers on the docket as we try to roll on and grow this channel. And yeah, join us tonight. Until then, a 3-0 game. Beautiful. Glad to be back. Glad to be calling, commentating, reacting. I was gone for, I think, about 25 days down in Florida. So, man, love it. Love doing this for you guys. And I love it even more when you do join us. So until then, I'm going to play the music onto myself. I am going to bust on out of here and see you in about 3.5 hours. Thank you, everyone. Please like, please subscribe. Hit us up in the Discord. 108 members there now in our Discord. That's awesome. We got the Twitter. We got the Instagram. We got it all. And yeah, I'll see you soon.